Christina Applegate hosted SNL tonight, and yes, they skewered Joe Biden, Paul Ryan, Martha Radditz, Ariana Huffington, Jerry Sandusky, Arnold Schwatzenegger, and the entire state of California. And yes, I posted links to all these sketches and more down in the description section of today's SNL Reviewed. Now, to no one's surprise, they opened tonight's SNL with a spoof of this week's vice presidential debate between Joe Biden and Paul Ryan, with Kate McKinnon anchoring the piece and getting off a couple of really good lines as Martha Radditz. Now, wisely, they chose to only slightly exaggerate the behavior of the two candidates, much as they did 4 years ago when Sarah Palin took on Joe Biden. Taran Killam was a dead ringer, Whittle's Peak and all, as Paul Ryan, but Jason Sudeikis stole the show with his Joe Biden impersonation, although if you were watching carefully, you may have noticed him removing his teeth for no apparent reason, and I posted a separate video about that incident down in the description section of this video. Now, guest host Christina Applegate was a solid player on the night show, but never really did much more than support the rest of the cast, especially in the return of their soap-style spoof of Californians, of which I have grown very fond. And in a very, very silly and funny sketch they did near the end of the show about the temptation of Ulysses by the sirens on his way home from the Trojan Wars. I loved it. But my favorite sketch of the night, and one of the best things they've done in years, I think, was a spoof of tech talk shows where the tech writers who have been ripping on the new iPhone find themselves face to face with the people who actually build the phones in China. You've got to see that one. And once again, Seth Meyers turned in a sharp and funny installment of Weekend Update, but Nasim Pedrad stole the show as Ariana Huffington, delivering one of the best and funniest indictments I've ever heard of male politicians legislating women's reproductive health. Watch it. Now, the show also aired two fake commercials, one about the Gillette Fusion Pro Glider Styler, which I just didn't get, and had Jerry Sandusky in it, and the other one was about a forthcoming movie called Give Us All Our Daughters Back, which stars just about every action hero from the past 30 years. I particularly liked Bill Hader's take on Arnold Schwarzenegger in that one, and the thing is, the movie could actually have been mistaken for a real movie. Now, there were a couple of weak sketches in the show, but overall I loved it, and it was a huge improvement over last week's lackluster outing with Daniel Craig. SNL will be back next week with Bruno Mars serving as both host and musical guest, and I've posted links to all these best sketches down in the description section below, and I'll see you back here next week.